So this is the second, actually it is the first part of second module. That is bolted connection and welded connections are there in the module 2. So for the remaining, for example, next module is that design of tension members. There also bolted connection will be useful. So in order to connect two members or multiple members, usually we go with welded or bolted connections. Either one can use welding or one can use bolted connections. Both are having their own advantages and disadvantages. And at some locations of a structure, we provide bolted connections only because it has got some advantages. There are some applications wherein we have to use bolted connections, and there are most of the applications where we go for welded connections. Since this bolted connection is directly linked to the next module also, you try to understand so that you will understand the remaining module also in a more systematic way. You can see this one here. I already told you that unlike RCC subject, here you will get all the formula in the codebook. In case of RCC, you may not get all the formula there. Still, you get some most of the formula in RCC codebook also, IS 456. But in case of steel, uh, passing is very simple. The main reason is every formula is there in the codebook. Nobody will fail in this subject usually, but you try to enhance your knowledge. That is important here. Passing and failing is not important in case of steel structures. If you know how to use the codebook properly, because every expression is lengthy and you cannot by heart those equations. That is why codebook is given. Using the codebook, the student has to solve the problems. So some of the pages I have taken here, which are useful for this particular to understand this chapter and this particular bolted connections and where those formula are available and how to solve the problem. Okay, mainly as you can see the old papers, theory will be less. You will not get much theory questions here except one or two modules. In most of the cases you end up solving problems only here. So even then just try to follow this. I have my own handwritten notes are also there. Those also I will be giving you in due course. This is what I have given today. The today's morning I have shared this particular pages. If you want, you can see it later on. Bolted connection. What is bolted connection? I'll tell you now. And you can see this. What you need to understand here is, let us start with the simple thing here. In case of how to understand this one, observe here. Let us say there are two plates. Okay, there are two plates which are to be joined. I need to actually is not editable. This is not editable. I will start. I'll start with the very basic information. See this one here. There are two plates. They can be of same width and they can be of different width also. But for the sake of understanding purpose, I am using two different plates. This is a plan of two plates which are going to be connected. This one is B1. This one is, I'll call this as B2, let us say. This is B1. You can see this one. These are the two plates which are to be connected. Okay. What are the possibilities here? One is welding. I just want to connect these two plates, these two members. Both are, you can see both are, purposely I have shown the plan dimensions different, widths are different, widths can be same also. So here, observe this one here. One option is I will just weld them. Depending upon the force to be transmitted, the length may be more or less, but it has to be symmetrically welded. What I mean to say here is, if both are flat plates, not angles, if these two are plates, this side, whatever length is there, should be same as this side length. If this is also insufficient, you apply here also. But it should be symmetrical. Okay. So this is one option. Second option is no welding. Welding is not there, but bolted connection is done. This is not there. You can see. This one is not there. The second option I have is, you can see, this is one smaller plate. Thickness may or may not be same. Width may or may not be same. Now, what is the next option I have? I can connect these two with by creating by punching holes in both the plates. Depending upon the strength which is to be resisted or the force to be resisted, I can have a number of bolts like this. You can see this. Okay. So these are the holes punched. Common axis holes are punched through both the plates. So you can see this is one line of bolts. This is second line or row of bolts. So if this is the force here, now you can see there is no weld, but bolts are connected here. So distance between a lot of nomenclature is there here. You can see this like this. See, depending upon the force to be transmitted, we will go for number of bolts that depend upon how much is the force to be resisted. If the force to be resisted is less, single bolt may also be enough. So this is the second, as I told you, the second way of connecting the plates or connecting a member with a gusset plate. This is what is followed. Okay. So in the today's class, as you can see here, we have done with welded connections. I am preparing important questions on that welded connections theory as well as problems. So today, probably by evening, I will share it. It will be a part of an assignment. Full assignment will be given to you, and you can prepare those assignment as well as for the first test. Both you can prepare if once you keep the assignment ready. So this is how the this one is done. Now here in all these chapters, how to solve a problem. See, there are two types of problems in welded as well as bolted connections. Whether it is welded or bolted, the types of problems you can see here. I'll write it here. Problem types. Already you know it. Already you know this one. Whether it is a bolted or welded connection, one is analysis type of a problem will be there in the exam. What is analysis type of a problem you should understand, and what is design type of a problem you should understand. Analysis, one type. Second is design. Ultimately, the student should be able to design, because in practical life, he has to give the fabricator how many bolts, what is the diameter of the bolt, what is the strength of the bolt, and how the bolts are arranged. Ultimately, he should be expert in those design aspects. So in order to understand design problems, you must solve analysis first, then you should attempt design problems. Whether it is a what I can say, whether it is a whether it is RCC beam or RCC subject or steel, any design subject, it is analysis as well as okay. So here, so usually, for example, in case of welded connection, what was the analysis problem? In analysis problem of welds, length and size of the weld was given. We were finding the value of how much is the strength of the weld we were calculating. How much is the load carrying capacity? It is already a designed problem. Design problem means length as well as size of the weld was given. Using that one, we used to find out the load carrying capacity of the welded joint. In design of welded joint, what we did, load to be transmitted is given. How much is the load the joint has to resist? That is given. We used to find out length of the weld and size of the weld. Length and size of the weld, which is required to resist the whatever the force to be resisted. Same thing happens here also. In case of bolt connections here, again you can see the type of problems I am telling you here. Here also the same thing will continue here. Procedure, everything will be the sense, the modes of failure you should understand, then only you can solve the problem. Here in analysis, again, uh, all these designed section will be given to you. That is, how many bolts are there, of what diameter, what is the strength of the bolt, size of the members which are to be connected is given, how much is the load that can this one can carry, PUB we can call it as. So here my job is to find out, a designed section is given. My job is to find out how much is the force it can resist or the load carrying capacity of an already designed bolted connection will be given. Here everything will be given. B1 is given, thickness of this plate is given, B2 is given, thickness is given, number of bolts is given, diameter is given, strength of the bolt is given, strength of the plate is given, everything is given. You just have to end up calculating what is the load carrying capacity or how much is the force that can be applied to this joint without failure. Again, it is analysis. Always you solve a problem on analysis first. In design, once you are good in analysis, then only you are able to design those bolted connections. In design, you have to calculate so many things. Usually the members to be connected is given, whether they are angles to be whether angle is connected to the gusset plate or a flat plate member is connected to the gusset plate or any other plate, one more member is given. So the dimensions are given here, or sometimes once you become an expert, it will take a lot of time actually. Once you become an expert, you will be able to decide even dimensions of the members to be connected. So initially these are given. Your job is to decide the diameter of the bolt, then pitch of the bolt. Pitch means distance between, see the distance between the two bolts here in the direction of the force. Now I'll show you what is pitch, and there should not be any confusion. This is, we call it as, this is what is we call it as pitch here. This is pitch. Center to center distance between two rows of bolts in the direction of the force. Force is in this direction. So this is not, this is gauge distance or whatever you can call it. Later on, you'll come to know that. This is different. So pitch is always measured in the direction, along the direction of the force. Okay. So this pitch has to be calculated. How much is the distance between, you can see, rivets, diameter, pitch, and the number of rivets. How many rivets are required, number of rivets, and how they are arranged. So because because everything guidelines are there in the code book, that also I'll share it. For example, this is I'll show this one, E dash and E. I'll write it here. I'll just zoom it. See this one. In this figure, what I will do is observe this one. So this distance, as you see, this is G, this is P. Then what is this distance? From edge to a starting line, this is, we call it as edge distance. And from the end, see, this is the plate ends here. One of the member ends here. This is, we call it as center to, from the center of this hole up to this. This is also E only. Both are almost of same dimension, but we call it as E dash and E just to differentiate. E dash is end distance, E and D. This is edge distance. Usually the dimensions are almost same in both the cases, so that there is some minimum conditions are there. This should not be less than some value, and end distance should not be less than a specified value, because there may be a tearing of the plate may take place if it is very close. If you provide one bolt hole here very close, there is a tearing of this one will take place. Within no time, the tearing of the plate takes place here. The plate is, this part is, there is a tearing action is there here. That is why there are some stipulations where you are not supposed to provide the bolt holes in that particular area. So that is all those things are there in stipulations. All the notes are there, and you don't have to remember also. Everything is there in the code book. Only thing is you should know where it is. In steel structures, I am telling you, you don't have to remember anything. You just understand and solve the problem using the code book. So this is how the basic idea about, you can see this is the basic idea about bolted connections. You can see whatever we have done in welded connections, say